Imagine stepping into a desolate asylum hidden deep in the woods, its walls crumbling, paint peeling, and windows blackened by decades of neglect, yet somehow radiating a malevolent energy that makes your skin crawl. This is the domain of the Unforgiven Ones, spirits trapped between life and death, their souls consumed by guilt, rage, and the weight of sins they could never atone for. Locals warn that even approaching the asylum at night is dangerous. Faint whispers, sudden cold gusts, and the echo of unseen footsteps follow anyone who dares draw near. Some who have ventured inside speak of shadows that move independently, objects shifting as if pushed by invisible hands, and the sensation of being watched by eyes that do not belong to this world. The asylum's history is steeped in darkness. Patients who suffered under cruel experiments, violent deaths, and countless disappearances over the decades, creating an atmosphere thick with unresolved pain and malevolent energy. Those who enter often experience hallucinations that exploit their deepest fears and regrets, as if the spirits inside feed not just on fear but on the very guilt that humans carry within themselves. In this exploration, we will uncover the terrifying events reported within the asylum, the chilling encounters of those who survived its horrors, and the ways in which the Unforgiven Ones manifest their wrath, demonstrating that some sins linger far beyond death, shaping a horror that is alive, intelligent, and relentlessly unforgiving. The heart of the horror within the Unforgiven Ones lies in the asylum itself, a place that seems to warp reality and manipulate anyone who crosses its threshold. As investigators and thrill-seekers enter the building, they are immediately confronted by subtle, unnerving phenomena: doors that creak open by themselves, the faint rattling of chains in empty corridors, and shadows that shift at the edge of vision, sometimes darting across hallways only to vanish when looked at directly. One of the most infamous areas is the East Wing, once used for isolating the most disturbed patients, where the walls are still stained with decades of human suffering and blood, and the air is thick with a suffocating heaviness. Witnesses report that within these halls, the spirits of the unforgiven manipulate perception, causing hallucinations that feel entirely real, a friend appearing twisted and contorted, voices whispering your deepest fears, and reflections in broken mirrors showing faces that are not your own. Paranormal investigators have captured some of these occurrences on equipment. Thermal cameras reveal figures moving against the laws of physics. EV recordings pick up distorted cries and low-frequency hums that seem to vibrate through the bones, and motion sensors often trigger with no detectable presence. The spirits appear intelligent and reactive, responding to hesitation, fear, and even the personal guilt of those who enter, guiding victims toward areas of concentrated negative energy, often the rooms where past atrocities occurred. Historical records from the asylum reveal a pattern of mysterious disappearances and violent deaths, typically occurring during the dead of night, with survivors recounting almost identical experiences. A sudden coldness, the feeling of being watched and being physically manipulated by unseen forces. Some recordings even show shadows moving independently, slamming doors, or interacting with intruders in ways that suggest awareness and intent. Witnesses often describe an overwhelming sense that time is distorted inside the asylum. Hours can pass like minutes, or minutes stretch into hours, disorienting the mind and amplifying fear. Locals report that the spirit's power is strongest when intruders confront their own guilt or past sins, as if the Unforgiven Ones draw strength from the unresolved darkness within human hearts. Attempts to rationalize these phenomena as psychological stress or environmental factors fall short when confronted with the consistency, intensity, and physical manifestations captured on site. Each encounter demonstrates that the asylum is not merely haunted. It is a living repository of rage and regret, a place where the dead continue to punish and torment, making the Unforgiven Ones far more than restless spirits. They are active, intelligent, and unforgiving entities that feed on fear, regret, and human vulnerability, leaving anyone who crosses their threshold forever changed, haunted by experiences that cannot be fully explained or escaped. The story of the Unforgiven Ones closes with a chilling reminder that some sins and regrets do not end with death, and that the energy they leave behind can linger, grow, and even strike at the living. The asylum, now abandoned, remains a vessel for this relentless force, where spirits bound by guilt and rage continue to roam, preying on intruders and amplifying their deepest fears. Survivors speak of lasting trauma, the feeling that a part of themselves was left behind in those shadowed halls, and a terror that follows them long after they escape. Authorities may dismiss the incidents as superstition, psychological stress, or the result of decaying infrastructure, but the consistent reports, physical manifestations, and captured evidence tell a different story. the Unforgiven Ones are real, intelligent, and merciless. Their legacy serves as a warning that some actions and misdeeds resonate far beyond the grave, and those who encounter them risk being consumed not only by fear but by the very guilt they carry. The asylum is not just a building, it is a living nightmare, a prison of vengeance, and a place where the unforgiven will ensure that their torment is never forgotten and that anyone who crosses into their domain may never truly leave.